What's going on, people? Jada Black here, back with another video. Shout out to everybody that is tuning in. I want to talk about this article that was sent to me almost a week ago. I'm just not getting to it. I had a lot of other content that I was trying to produce. By the way, if you enjoy watching my live streams and you've been subscribed to this channel and you haven't already, go subscribe to Jada Black live streams too. Because this was actually going to be a topic I was going to speak about live, but I wanted to do it in video form first. Because I want to see the conversation in the comment section on this particular topic. So make sure that you like this video, get the likes up, comment, let me know what you think, all right? Now, apparently, a guy from New York, his name, I'm going to see if I can pronounce this right. I know y'all are always talking about my pronunciations, but his name is Regis Roumila. He's 46 years old, and he was fired from a firm. And he's saying it's due to the fact that he was being harassed in a sexual manner by his female boss. Now, he's 46, she's 29, and she's his boss. And the firm is ran also by a female. So there's a female hierarchy at this company. So I could see the conundrum with them. All right. Now, this article, was sent to me. Shout out to the person who sent it to me. This is the name of the website is meow.com. It's meaww.com. All right. And it says a New York man says he was fired from Christie's International for refusing to cheat on his wife with his superior. This article, reading through it, it reminds me of a movie called Disclosure. Michael Douglas, Demi Moore. It was a guy who was working at a firm for a while, and a female from his past got hired, and she was basically his boss. And she used her position to sleep with him. When he refused, she made his life miserable on the job and turned it back around on him that he was harassing her. It's a very interesting film. If you haven't seen it, make sure y'all go and check it out. Now, according to the article, a New York man who allegedly refused his manager's demands to cheat on his wife has claimed he was fired from Christie's International Real Estate for the same. Per court records. The New York company, as well as his business operation manager, Serene Adamian, maybe that's how they say it. These names, well, I could tell y'all foreign families. Anyway, maybe y'all know the ethnicity of these people and their names, okay? But they look very Caucasian, so maybe they're Hispanic, maybe have some Spanish in their bloodline, or Portuguese, or whatever, Italian, European, whatever. Maybe I know y'all definitely gonna tell me in the comment section. She's 29, and she's facing a lawsuit from Regis, claiming that Adamian would exploit her position of power and sexually harass him at work to put pressure on him, according to the Daily Mail. Roumila, or Regis, I'm going to say Regis, said he reported her to Kathleen Camus, her boss, who took no action. Her discrimination and sexual harassment lawsuit, the discrimination and sexual harassment lawsuit, the complaint filed in Manhattan Superior Court stated that Regis was eventually fired on December 10th, just 4 months after joining the firm in August and deflecting her sexual advances from the first day. The lawsuit also states that Regis was fired for social interactions that were out of line with Christie's culture. In a conversation with the New York Post, Adam Michael Levy, the attorney representing Regis, said Christie has a lot to answer for in connection with the way their organization is run and the way in which my client was treated and ultimately terminated. According to the lawsuit, Regis had told her he was married and was not interested in any other woman. Nonetheless, she would try to hug and kiss him. He also states that she continuously asked him out for dinner and drinks, stared at him all hours of the day, That can be very awkward when somebody's staring at you. I've had people stare me down, like as soon as you walk into the motherfucking room, staring you down. Anyway, found excuses to touch him and got inappropriately close to him. Let me just say this though. Whenever a woman looks for reasons to touch you, whether it be on your shoulder, on your back, hug you, it's because she is sexually attracted to you. Okay? No woman is going to be touchy-feely with a guy they're not sexually attracted to, unless they've been buddies and friends for a long time. But if you're just working with a woman and she feels that comfortable with you, yeah, she'd give it up to you. The victim soon reported her actions to their boss, who was a female, the executive director and broker of record at SIeep, of SIRE, who reportedly agreed her actions were not appropriate. That said, Regis alleged in the suit that he was discriminated against based on his gender, marital status, family status, sexual preference, and other protected classifications. So he's basically saying because he was a straight white male, they had an issue with him. Listen, I've watched content from a lot of the guys who speak on issues of, white males being discriminated against in the workplace, and I've heard all the stories from these guys. There's something going on as far as a power struggle in the white community with white men and white women. There's a power struggle. White women are in a power struggle with white men. They will never completely turn on white men because they need white men to continue to innovate and build and be there to marry them, But there's definitely a power struggle going on, especially in corporate America. Corporate America has become very toxic. Just look at the type of ad campaigns they're doing, like Gillette. Imagine the people running Gillette. Imagine the boardrooms and the offices in some of these major companies that have went full SJW. The 46-year-old has claimed that SIRE, which is the name of the company, lacks an anti-sexual harassment policy and that the firm has penalized him for his failure to participate in extramarital sexual behavior. This is straight in the Disclosure movie. That movie came out in, I believe, 93, 94. And it's relevant today. That movie was ahead of its time because we always hear about how women are being harassed in the workplace, but nobody wants to talk about the fact that there are men being harassed in these particular work environments. That's why you're seeing less men want to be in corporate America, because women are out there harassing. Women are out making false claims. They're running these men out of these corporate businesses, And when the hierarchy is a female as well, she's not going to be sympathetic to you. It looks to me that this guy was doomed to fail at this particular place. He had a horny, thotty manager who I'm trying to figure out how a 29-year-old is running an office. So I'm pretty sure she slept her way to the top. And because she did that, allegedly, maybe, she's using her sexuality in order to get sex out of the men that work for her. But this isn't going to be a big story. You know why? Because women can do no wrong when it comes to the workplace. This is why men are leaving the typical work environments and becoming more self-employed, because they don't want to have to deal with this. Because I've heard horror stories from women working for other women. There are women who will prefer to work with men than to work with women. And you see why? Because men are a lot more balanced in their approach. Now, I will say that there are men who, if something's going on, they might turn a blind eye to it. I'm not saying that they not going to say anything. But when you have situations like this with a female who's abusing her power because she's horny, she's a slower, okay, she can't get men outside of the workplace. If this is the female I'm looking at and she's 29 years old, she looks like she's 49. This woman is aging horribly. So the only way she can get sex from the men that she's attracted to is by trying to get it out of them at the workplace. Okay? That's the only way she can get any type of, attention from guys, is the guys that work for her. Okay? Let's see. And her boss is another woman who looks like she's aging rapidly as well. According to The Real Deal, a New York real estate news site, Regis is owed nearly $46,000 in commissions from SIeep after procuring listings worth at least $49 million. Wow. And closing sales totaling over $2.8 million in his short tenure with the firm. That's crazy to me that this guy loses his job for social interactions and he's making the money. I believe they chose that female, his touchy-feely female manager over him, a guy who's bringing them money. See, this is why women shouldn't be running businesses. If they would have investigated this, they would have known that something was going on, and they could have maybe transferred him to a different department or had, have him work under a different manager. But instead of doing that, they allowed this thing to go, because a lot of those women, they didn't get their jobs because they worked the hardest. They did their job because they was able to, hop on the right gazak. Having said that, a representative for both SIeep and Atamian has said that the lawsuit is without merit and we will respond accordingly. Well, it's interesting that you would fire a guy 4 months after he started and he's made you money with a stupid excuse as to social interactions. What does that mean? That he's not flirting with the women in the office? Is that why he got fired? This is exactly why I don't want no female supervisor. I don't want no female managers or female supervisors, because those women are always going to form up like Voltron. If you have anything, criticism for what's going on, if you're having any issues, those women are mentally screwed up. They bring their problems at home to the office. They don't know how to compartmentalize. This guy was doomed to fail there. I'm pretty sure he'll find another job, but maybe he wanted to work there. He might have left another good job to go to that one. But the thing is, when you go from job to job, you have to understand the hierarchy there and who's running it. Okay. You might like the office that you're working in. You might like the part of town or the type of people you're going to rub elbows with, but you got to be very careful in corporate America of the type of people you interact with, especially at your job, because a lot of these women are very lonely. And if they are attracted to you, they're going to make life miserable for you if you don't give them any play. So.